Hello, this is session one of Masks Shadows Within, the Persona inspired Masks game, because, of course, we have to do that. After 2 weeks of stalling, it's going to happen. All right, so I've already explained to our three players. We're missing one player, but we're starting anyways. We're missing. I already explained to our players that the X card is in play. So if something makes you uncomfortable in a non-fun way, just do this. Type X, say X, do whatever to get our attention. I will remove this content. I might ask what is being removed, but I won't ask why. Uh, I already went through cats a couple of weeks ago. So concept, aim, tone, and subject matter. It's persona. That's the gist of it. It's basically persona. So, other than that, uh, let's start introducing characters. Let's start with the one on the left. Cure. Uh, Greg's character. Can you explain?
I'm playing Cure, whose real name is Mel, and my understanding of Persona is very vague and somewhat Wikipedia based, but it's going to be okay. Mel, the spirit, we're sort of working off of historical figures, and Mel has encountered or possessed by, or whatever the right term is, Curie, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for finding radiation. Cure is a nova. She does not have complete control over her powers. I took burn is the nova's power, but she can move through walls by sort of phasing between the parts between matter. Reality storm, it's very radiation based, overcharge, and she can kind of create like this radioactive moat. She's a young white woman with dark clothing. She has some burn and glow marks that she sort of covers up with like turtleneck and long sleeves when they start to flare up, kind of thing. She has a homemade costume that has sort of lead wire sewn into it to sort of keep the radiation in and not hurt other people. The closest I could come up with from the playbook is cosmic energies, because that's what radiation is. Did you want to go into the backstory stuff, or do you just want to do a general and then keep going?
Backstory is good because we kind of are like halfway. We kind of burned like 2 out of 5 sessions. So
cool.
Yes, backstory would be cool. Also, I would like to note that it's a bit staticky on your end. I'm not sure if it's the microphone or if it's your connection or anything.
You want me to drop out and rejoin?
Not right now since you're explaining shit.
Okay.
But if you can double check your mic, it sounded, maybe it was the way you were talking into it. I'm not sure.
Okay. Let me know if it persists, and I'll work on it. First knew about my powers when she was 13. She phased through the floor and sort of landed in the living room. Everyone thought that she had just been sleepwalking or something. That's sure what she passed out as. First person who accidentally hurt was my older sister. She kind of pushes me down to make herself feel better, and got angry at her. They pass it off as an allergic reaction to the dry cleaning agent on her homecoming dress, because it was right before homecoming. Because of course it was. And now I've learned that like when my emotions get out of control, that's a problem. Who outside the team helps control my powers? Mrs. Schumacher. I'm happy to change that name if that doesn't fit wherever we are. The AP physics teacher. She noticed when we were playing with the Geiger counter in class, and she passed it off as just a malfunction in the detector, but we talked for a long time after school. I continue to use my powers because when I can keep them in check, I can do great things with them. Radiation is not only destructive, it can change things, it can help people fight diseases, etc. And the team understands. The team understands that what it's like to be weird and different, and they help me keep my emotions in check and from flying off the handle, or they help me fly off the handle when they really need my powers.
All right, cool. Let's go on to Dion by Daryl.
So my hero's name is Daon, and his real name is Leon de Beaumont, and he is a male character of French European descent. His clothing is that he's usually wearing a school uniform or designer clothes, depending on where he is. His costume is actually a very over-the-top stylized French military uniform. And his family's insignia is a Beaumont lion shield, crest metal that hangs right in the center of it. That's because he is the legacy, and family is a big freaking deal to him. His family has been an important part of Halcyon City for generations. His father, Sebastian, is an active hero and prominent member of the city. His grandmother, Eugenie, is just recently retired and very judgmental. I also have a brother named Alois, who is the next possible member of our legacy and who might be showing me up. And so that's like my family. They're very important to me. In fact, all of the moves I took also deal with my family. So I took Words of the Past. So when I seek guidance from an elder or a member of my legacy, I get an advantage if I follow their advice. And then the other one is I took the Legacy Matters. So that means when you take influence on someone from your legacy, I mark potential and take +1 forward. My backstory is basically that I became a part of my family's legacy. So my family's not super happy with my persona. They all basically have these really badass personas from like French history. So like my dad's persona is King Charlemagne, and my grandmother's persona is Joan of Arc. And then my little brother's persona is D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers. And then Leon's persona is Chevalier Daon, who was a spy. So first of all, not very honorable. Also was a crossdresser, and my dad doesn't like to acknowledge that. So yeah, at the same time, they still kept my training going, and I made my debut as a member of my family's legacy when I was 16 at my grandmother's retirement ceremony. My family for generations has fought off a malignant persona by the name of Gilles de Rais, who has reincarnated in many people over the course of the last couple generations. He's a crazy serial killer type character and not super fun, so we want to keep him out of the way. The Beaumonts are like not just heroes of the city, but they're also really involved in like city politics. And so there are people who are okay with that, and then there are people who think that heroes should stay out of city politics and allow the mundane people to govern it without their intervention. So I was born a Beaumont. I was always going to be a part of my family's legacy, and there was never any question about that. Even when my family was disappointed with my persona and my powers didn't develop as fully as they should have, I never considered anything else to carry on, but to carry on as a hero and prove to my family that I can carry on their name. And then I really care about being a member of this team in particular, because even though I have such an intense loyalty to my family and to my name, I can't help but really appreciate the camaraderie that my teammates lend me. I feel like I can just be Leon around them and not a Beaumont who has to be the best at everything.
So my question is, since we're apparently setting this in Halcyon City regardless, is this like are personas user known in like, is this a public thing, or is this more of a like underground masquerade thing?
So the thing about the legacy is that they're really publicly, like they're famous basically. And so I think that means that because of, if we're basing our superhero powers off of persona and there's been generations of persona users, then that must mean that like it's kind of a well-known thing because the city's been under attack for generations.
All right, that makes sense. All right. So next we have Matilda, played by Leandro.
Yeah, Matilda is is a lot. They are the Outsider Playbook, which is basically someone who's not of this world. If you need touchstones in comics and whatnot, it is people like Starfire or Zavin from Runaways. But for specifically a persona-based campaign, I was thinking more in the lines of, those attendants from the Velvet Room, those weirdo girls who come from some weird collective unconsciousness. So basically, Mathilda, it comes from a dimension of pure thought, and that it's not a physical dimension whatsoever. It's kind of like a churning, weird mass of ideas and whatnot. Like there's not individuality is not a thing in this place. It's it's very strange. So Mathilda is kind of like a stray thought from that world, and and the reason why they come to this world is because a persona, a spirit from the physical world, from Halcyon City, or maybe from this world, came into contact with this dimension of thought, and the first kind of strand that they came into contact with kind of gained like individual consciousness when they melded with that persona, and out came Matilda from that. They kind of present female. The way they look is kind of like this character from Butterfly Soup. Okay, no, okay, sorry, it's late. Uh, Named Minseo, so kind of like small 5'1" Korean girl in a leather jacket, just very happy to be there. Um, as a default, the outsider can fly, and they're very tough. And the abilities they took is telepathy and mind blast and radical shapeshifting, because their body they're actually using isn't actually like a body. It's actually a very sophisticated like ship vehicle thing that contains her their essence basically. Because after they made contact with physical world, the thought dimension, which I think of a better name for that than thought dimension, or that might just be it. Who knows? Superheroes, and they decided to start, taking physical matter from our world, just create kind of like a diplomatic vehicle for in the shape of a human, and Matilda was put in there. So I think I'll explain the backstory because this is quite a lot. Where do you come from? Like I said, a collective unconsciousness, an infinite collection of ideas and images, of which Mathilda I was once a single strand of. Why did you come to Earth? So I made first contact with that persona, with that spirit, and Myram decided to investigate this physical realm and appoint me as kind of their emissary. Uh, and and so that's why I'm here. So why do I want to stay here for now at least? Because being physical is kind of awesome in that, you know, in the thought dimension, you can think about ideas such as being cold or warm, sweaty or freezing and whatnot. You can dream of like infinite, concepts beyond comprehension, because it's just a lot of thinking. But you can't actually be any of those. Like, there's never had bread or beer. Be nice. It'd be nice to to try that out. Just being is super cool. Why do your people want you to come home? They're kind of worried about Mathilda. Kind of, for one thing, they have a name. They have individuality. That's not really a thing in their dimension. They're worried that they're going native. Basically, they want me to come back to detox, to remember that we're above matter and whatnot. But that doesn't sound fun. And why do you care about the team? Well, they keep me grounded. Basically, they've got our team has a lot of problems and a lot of like history and stuff on their shoulders, but they're still my friends. That's amazing. They can still care about me, and I see them as examples of what's it like to be to be grounded, to be real, for lack of a better term.
All right. So my question is, do you have a persona?
Yes, this persona. Ah, God, trying to figure out, trying to find a historical figure for this persona was it's a bit much. I think I nearly went with, I don't know, because the name Matilda comes from specifically from a Mary Shelley work, because all Velvet Room occupants, their names all come from Mary Shelley works. So I was very tempted to just, oh, fuck it, let's just go with Mary Shelley. Actually, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I might as well go with Mary Shelley. My other idea was this female spy master slash one of the first female playwrights in English history. But no, I'll just go with Mary Shelley.
All right, cool. All right. Next up, when our team first came together, we are supposed to answer them in a specific order. But the first on that list out of the playbooks that are available is the Nova. So, what is your question?
All right. The question is, am I still staticky? I am. No. Okay. We destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it, and what did we destroy?
It's a little bit, but it's better, I think.
Okay. I can easily restart.
Don't worry about it. It's not super uncomfortable.
Okay. If it gets worse, let me know. Yeah. So, is the idea with masks that I answer that question, or that we collectively answer it?
I think for the those questions, I think it answered them.
Okay.
I think I don't remember. Honestly,
It's all good.
Yeah, Daryl said in chat, you have the final say, but we can add to it. So
Okay. Yeah. Any suggestions are welcome, especially lacking any context before my question.
Can you read it off?
Yeah. We destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it, and what did we destroy? I like maybe the idea that we fought something underground. Like a subway. Maybe we really ruined the evening commute. We just had a really bad evening commute. Maybe we we had a fight in the subways, and we destroyed like an entire subway station. There wasn't anyone in it. People cleared out long before. We didn't hurt anybody, because that's definitely not masks. But we really wrecked the place, and it was like a major place downtown.
I'm down for wrecking something mundane, like something that, I don't know. You know how it is in like big fights when people just crash through things, and like,
Yeah.
Where's the repercussions for that? But yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, the city crews are still working on that poor subway station. We really messed it up, breaking everything.
All right. Next is the outsider. So read off your question.
We didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How and why? Ooh. Why didn't we trust each other first? I mean, because we're all fucking weirdos. No, it's not going back. I'm sure viewers in the future, but no. Let's see. We didn't trust each other at first. I think. Let's see. Well, I'm just looking at the questions, and like we don't have questions that establish who we're even fighting, I guess.
That's with the bull, which isn't in play.
Yeah.
So we can establish that it's just not a relevant, super relevant question in this case.
Okay.
But it is. If you wanted to establish who we were fighting, then that makes sense. That's fine.
Yeah, I kind of want to if people have other suggestions for who we're fighting, like, would it be anyone major or just some loser? Like,
I think Dion alluded to the Gilles de Rais.
Gilles
I'm
de
going to
Rais?
say the French words
So,
horribly wrong.
Yeah, Gilles de Rais is his thing was more like kidnapping and murdering children. Subways are probably not his thing. So
Okay.
yeah, but what I was thinking was it could have been like okay, so this is gonna sound kind of silly, but if you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh, there was a card called like the Shadow Ghoul, and it ran along walls. So like maybe it was just like a ghoul that had infected the subway, like a parasite.
I like it.
Oh,
We were
there's
fighting a shadow ghoul that was running all over the subway.
Yeah, and I think this is very much a case of this is the kind of our origin story. This is how we came together, because otherwise I don't know how else this question would go. I think it is very much a case of 4 teenagers, because we have a 4th person here who's not here. All kind of like see, you know how it is in superhero movies where and just any sort of narrative where if an inciting incident happens, we all coincidentally happen to be at that subway station for some goddamn reason, which I'll let you all figure it out for yourselves. But like, yeah, I think it's very much a case of 4 of us all trying to defeat this shadow ghoul who, I don't know, probably has either powers of the shadow or the ghoul persuasion, who knows. And it is very much the case. Yeah, 14 years trying to leap in and trying to fight them all in one. We're all, and we all had to unite together to fight this shadow ghoul. I don't know.
Did you maybe think that that Cure was on the side of the shadow ghoul? She has some pretty spooky, weird powers.
Ooh, yeah, maybe we all thought each one of us was on the side of the shadow ghoul, because we all kind of, well, like we all have very different powers, and the 4th member who's not here, Cleopatra, they're doomed, so it's all spooky as well, and maybe I think Daryl asked in the chat, had Mathilda been on Earth before that point? I think at that point they've been on Earth for like a week. When they were sent as an emissary, that doesn't mean that they got in contact with anyone else. They just like, all right, Mathilda, just go there, see what it's like to be in this living material Earth. Maybe not even like a week, maybe a day and a bit. And they've spent the entire day wandering around, and yeah, they happen to be in the subway station where Leon and Mel and Alexandria were there, and classic misunderstanding happens. And I think that's our first adventure anyway. Is like we all came together to defeat this ghoul, and just learn that, oh wait, no, these people seem pretty cool. I think from Matilda's point of view, it's very much that it's like, oh my god, these people are awesome. They have powers and whatnot. Yeah, the same powers as me. And yeah, I think that's how we all came together anyway.
Right. If you could record your answers on the character sheet, that'd be great. Also, I've added, since we mentioned Gilles de Rais and the fact that he kidnapped and murdered children, I added that section on lines and veils because that is kind of important. On the character keeper, I mean, do you all know what lines and veils are? Do I need to explain anything? I don't think so. Daryl, I see that you are staring into space. I guess do you know what lines and veils are?
No, I do. I was looking for them on the sheet, but I found them.
Okay, just making sure. All right. So yeah, if you can fill them out. then that'd be great. But the next one should be the person who's not here, the doomed. We are going to put a pin on that, and we'll get back to it next.
And it's very out of character for James, and I'm actually a little concerned that he might be. Yeah, he's a flat earther. Yeah, all sorts of really weird conspiracy theories, and really out of character for him. So the only reason I can think is that as I have the persona of Marie Curie has been given to me, perhaps he is on the other side of things.
All right, cool. Dale.
So my question was, my little brother Alois has been rising in popularity now that he's catching up with his training. Who is impressed with him, and why is this generally a bad thing for you? So I think that the person that is impressed with Alois's progress is our tutor, who is a couple of years older than us. His name is Santiago Stevens, and his persona is Lancelot. And he's been my tutor for a couple of years, and now that my little brother is also coming into his own, he's joined us, and not really super thrilled that my time with my tutor has been, encroached upon. But it's purely professional. I don't have any other reason why I would not want to share time with my little brother. Just saying.
All right, cool. And Matilda.
Matilda, during the exchange of information that you had with Leon, what did you learn from him that is a huge deal for him, but not for you? Vice versa, what did he learn that is a huge deal for you and not him? This is, yeah, I'm thinking about this, and it's all up to Leon, but
yeah, like you can also talk that out with Leon. That is those are big questions. Yes.
yeah, I think huge deal for him. What? All right, I don't know. What would be the hugest? So I don't go near it, or maybe I will.
I mean, so personally, Leon is like very, very not cool with anybody figuring out that he's actually gay, and that his persona is like a big old metaphor for that. But if there's a bigger thing that's not related to that, it's actually probably that. Where did the character keeper go? Oh, there it is. I think it's that so it's supposed to be something that's not a big deal for you. That kind of fits the bill. But
I was gonna say the whole hiding, the whole being a metaphor thing, the persona being a metaphor for Leon being gay. That might I feel free to just give that might be because to Matilda that's not a big deal. They don't.
It really wouldn't be for her. So.
It really wouldn't be. Yeah. Would you be okay with that?
I think that's fine. Yeah.
But what was the other one actually? So
well, I was just gonna say it's like probably like my grandmother's ailing health, like that could be it. Like maybe like she's like still like she's retired from like being a hero, but like maybe she's still like active in the city, and only the family really knows that she's like in really poor health because she has like some sort of illness that I'm not going to specify at this time because I'm going to think about it some more. But yeah, I was thinking that's probably like the thing that's like actually a secret, but I feel like Matilda would probably also care more about that.
Yeah.
Like, what is death? What's going on?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the thing, because it's honestly Matilda kind of, that's why they have they, them as pronouns. They're very fluid. And the other power I don't think I mentioned before the break is that they have radical shapeshifting, which is that their person suit, so to speak, they can shift to a lot of different forms. And what did you learn this huge deal for you but not for Leon? That's the thing with Matilda is kind of simple. They're a very open book. I think trying to think. Not a huge deal for Neon. I'm a bit stumped on that one because I think again. Oh, yeah, Greg. Would that be? Yeah, Greg suggested in chat my crush on Alexandria, which that actually, you know what, that would be a huge deal. Maybe for Leon to be like, kind of, yeah, it's more. But for Matilda, it is a very huge deal.
Mm.
Yeah, what they don't know what this is, and they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
And
I think that's about on par.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the two things we learn from each other are kind of like, it's not like world-shattering secrets or that. It's just, well, for them.
What our hearts secretly say.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, so we've established James, who apparently is a flat earther now for some reason. You said the persona was James Cotton, letting me put it, or what Cotton?
John Cotton,
John Cotton.
the Puritan from the 17th century.
Right. And yeah, let me put that down so I don't forget. At least for now. Then we have... All right. So I think we can start. Do you all go to the same school together? I mean, Matilda, do you go to school?
I think they do, but they show up in a school uniform and whatnot, but nobody asks. They just kind of show up to some classes every now and then, just kind of like just sitting in the back and being like, all right, what are we learning today? We're learning about physics, chemistry. What is that? But it's not what I think. I think the school faculty is catching on to the fact that there's some person, just there's some student here that they don't have a record for. They're just here showing up to class. They're weirdly eager. Yeah, but they're maybe getting suspicious. But for now, Mathilda's just very excited to be there.
All right. So to make things easier, you're all in the same class because, of course, you are. It's persona. Everyone's in the same class, right? Except maybe like one or two characters, but whatever. Yes. So also James is in the same class for whatever reason, even though it's an elite prep school, because of course it is, and because of course he is in the elite. For some reason he's in that class. And right now he is trying to argue with the teacher about whether the the thing is correct or not. Whatever the teacher is teaching. What is the teacher teaching? Also, what do you do?
I think it's it could be what was it? No, I'm forgetting my own backstory. Mrs.
Chemistry?
Schmucker, the AP
Oh, right.
physics teacher. He's arguing about that we should be learning any of this at all. And Cure is probably like in the back all the way, trying to not let anyone know that James and Cure were friends before he moved here just recently, and just like maybe they're lab partners even. That would be the worst. He's yeah, just keeping her head low and trying to just not be here right now.
I
Maybe
think Matilda leans over to Mel and's like, "Are you crying? What's up?"
it's We used to be friends before he got here, and he's not the same. He's not the same.
Why? What's he saying? What was he like? Whatever he's saying right now, I don't know if it's.
He was the best in his class in math, and now he's just. Oh no, he's getting back to the flat Earth argument again.
Why is the Earth not flat?
No, it's not. It's very round, Matilda.
How do you know that?
I'll prove it with some sticks later. But we should do you know a way to make him not talk anymore?
Let's see. Matilda does have telepathy of some sort. I think they're like, okay, and Okay, I want to know. I want to know what Leon's doing in the middle of this before he starts doing something.
Leon is steadfastly studying he's listening to the two of you because you're seated behind him, but I'm not saying anything at all, and I'm like forcefully ignoring this conversation because like I can't even like I just can't even. So yeah, I don't say anything. I just turn to you and I just like nod. It's like, please make it stop.
Okay, I can give him like a headache or something and really annoy him if you want.
Please do. He's already given us headaches.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna mind blast. Oh, I didn't realize I had that. Okay. So, and yeah, I think Matilda very theatrically gives like a this sort of.
How does she know that reference?
Is that an unleash your powers roll? This could go horribly wrong, by the way.
I know. That's what the roll is for. First roll of the game. Unleash your powers.
First roll of the game. Give the flat earther a mind blast. Yes. Or a mind crush or whatever, because of course we will.
I just want to give him like a migraine so he can stop talking. Because honestly, he's saying some really interesting stuff that Matilda will look up later, but their friends seem very put out. So that's with Freak, right? Okay. 2d6. And that is a 12. So.
Okay, so that is not terrible. Okay, on hit, you do it. So yes, you do it. You give this guy a big enough migraine that he has to be excused for the infirmary, I guess. And no one will suspect anything.
What did you do?
I gave him a migraine. That's
you hurt him.
Oh, he was hurting you. You were crying.
Okay, I've had migraines before. It's gonna be fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So you're bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to an infirmary or healing, whatnot. That's what they do. They'll be fine.
But what if James finds out that was you who did it?
Nah, I was very stealthy. No one noticed me. No one noticed me. It's so cool.
By the way, I really like the image of Matilda has just like Matilda doesn't know what school supplies are supposed to be. So they just have like kindergarten things and like folders that don't make any sense for whatever an elite prep school we have. I'm like, Matilda, your cover here is tenuous at best. You can't be giving people migraines in the middle of class.
Well, what was I gonna do? You asked me to Yeah, you two just asked me to take care of him, and
I didn't ask you to do anything.
what? I'm sorry. I mean, he was making you cry. You seemed very upset.
They were just doing what we were all wishing we could do, okay? Look, the teacher's gonna resume the lecture any second now.
I love how Leon is so sassy. Anyways, I did ask a question, which is how anime does everyone look? I don't have an image board. I should fix that.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the character from Butterfly Soup.
Right. If I can find the folder where I put this thing in, more. Sorry about the not having this in like beforehand, guys. It's just.
Oh, no problem. By the way, anime definitely outside of my media diet, so I will lose a whole bunch of references, but I'm gonna soldier on.
No worries.
Okay, and shareable link, can edit, copy. Let me. All right. Yeah, just put pictures in that thing when you can. So I have a frame of reference. So, Mrs. Schumacher is gives her class. James doesn't come back. Everything's fine. And what's your general after school look like?
I'm thinking at least Leon definitely is going to go to hero training. Like that's like a thing that is definitely going to get tutored on that. And you know, if the rest of my team wanted to crash it, it's, you know, my little brother's already there. It's the moment is ruined anyway. So
does Leon very like suggestively say that, like, my little brother's there anyway, you know?
No, he does. He like, this is a thing that you only know this because you like followed me at one point because you don't get social cues, and like you found out it was like hero training, and you're like, oh my god, this looks fun, I want to, and now I can't get rid of you. So at the very least, that I think is fine. And then like if like, you know, if it was just like Mel was like, okay, everyone else is going.
Yeah, I think Mel is there, but just does her homework in the corner while you're training to be a hero. Mel is working on doing possibly everyone else's homework to keep us all in good grades in school.
Yeah, I think Matilda gives you a bunch of homework even though they're not in school.
It's like not even from the classes that you attended. It's just like random homework.
What is this? This is just a list of questions, Matilda.
Well, yeah, but they're very important questions. I kind of want to know, like, you know, who discovered America, that sort of thing. I don't know.
Why do dogs bark?
Yeah.
Why are clouds fluffy?
Why are they fluffy? I want to know.
What is this color? And this is chartreuse, Matilda. This is chartreuse. You call this chartreuse. Chartreuse.
Okay, and I think
like lime green, but it's more neon.
Oh, kind of like this, and their kind of skin turns into lime, not chartreuse.
Yes, like that, but that's very frightening.
Yes, please turn back. Please turn back. We are in public. People can see this.
Okay, all right. I guess.
Wait, is this in the hero training place or okay? So that's public, anyways. Okay.
Like, it's probably like an empty classroom, and we're like waiting for like Santiago and Alois to show up, and it's just like it's like the after-school special kind of thing where we're just waiting.
All right, yeah, Alois shows first because of course he does.
Bratty kid brother. So Alois looks like he's basically just like a mini version of me, like, you know, a couple years younger and like more like boyish, and he's wearing like the junior high version of our uniform, which is a little bit more infantilizing. And he's got that like bratty kid brother thing where he's probably got like, he's wearing shorts and he's got like a Band-Aid on his knee or something because he's, you know, rough and tumble, unlike me. Of course, it's got a vest.
All right. Oh, what are you doing here? Looking at the other two. Not even acknowledging that Leon exists, by the way.
Of course, like always.
I'm here to do my homework.
Yeah, do you know why clouds are fluffy?
Oh, Matilda, not now.
Please just ignore her. She hit her head earlier today. She's got a horrible migraine. She doesn't know what she's saying.
Right. All right. It's fine. I understand. Yeah, you got your weirdo friends, right?
They're not my weirdo friends. They are my teammates. And you'll probably inherit people who are just as weird when you get a team, okay?
Right.
Yeah, we're a team. All right.
Yeah, we're teammates, compadres, colleagues, amigos, you know, muchacho, best
If you let
friends.
Matilda keep going.
Did you?
Yeah,
did you
I imagine Matilda
recently?
keeps going like for like 50 more names or synonyms of teammates. So, and it makes everyone feel awkward. Yes.
Just like slow pans down, like erases a thesaurus that she just got for herself, and she's excited.
I love it. Yeah, Matilda just has a lot of random stuff come out of nowhere.
All right. Santiago finally shows up. Good afternoon.
Hey, coach. And I just like instantly like perk up and like beam, and I'm like ready to go.
Yes. There's been a bit of a... Sorry, I apologize for my lateness. There's been a bit of an incident.
What kind of incident?
Just the kind that makes traffic go slower than usual.
So at this point, like, I'm pretty sure everybody just pulls out their phones and like checks Twitter to see what kind of natural disaster is happening now. Seems like a thing that the city's probably prone to.
Yeah, it's there's been the traffic lights have been malfunctioning. And it caused like all of them have been malfunctioning. And that caused traffic to slow down and probably crash and stuff like that. So typical Halcyon City stuff, of course. So he says, nothing to worry about, Leon. I'm sure your father will take care of it, or some other person. It's nothing to be concerned about.
Are you sure? Because a lot of people are tweeting that it's causing a lot of trouble. Are you sure we shouldn't go check it out?
Hey, Matilda, I see this question. Why are stoplights? That's a good one.
Why are stoplights? Like if people can move around all the time, why would they need to stop?
Well, to let other people through because people are stupid. But
God, I love this team. So let me think.
why don't we leave little baby Eloise?
I don't know how to say it either. I mean, I took French a long time ago. I think it's Alois.
Alois. Why don't we leave Alois to his training and we can go see what's going on?
I'm suddenly much less thrilled about this when I realize you mean to leave Santiago here with my little brother. But I'm the one who has talked us into this mess, so I just kind of like, oh, yeah, Let's do that.
Oh, so you'll miss training. All right. I suppose we can talk about that later. So, I'm not sure if this is to the point of rejecting Santiago's influence, because note, adults always have influence on you because it's masks. I'm not sure if you're rejecting his influence and because he wants you to stay.
Oh, I did not get the hint feeling that he wanted to stay, because I mean, like, Leon wants to stay. Like,
Oh, I thought you want you were angling to leave because of the whole traffic lights are happening. That's where the action is.
I mean, yes,
you
but I
reject-
was also using it as an excuse to like impress my tutor.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Yeah.
rejecting our influence then? We're trying to get you out in the streets and take you away from your fancy schmancy hero training.
So you're the ones who crashed my hero training.
Oh,
I think
sorry,
Matilda's just like, sorry. Oh yeah, you broke up a bit, Daryl. There.
yeah, there was a bit of a breakup, but I think I understood what you meant. So,
I just said, like, you're the ones who crashed my hero training. Like,
I think Matilda's just like, well, I've read recently that the best way to learn a thing is to do a thing, according to this self-help book that they randomly just have now. And they're like, 10 steps to becoming a better hero. And I apparently the guy who wrote this has this persona. Their name is like Washington or something. I don't know, something like that maybe. No.
I want you to know, Dion, for once, I don't disagree with Matilda.
Santiago gives you like the dirtiest look for having a self-help book for becoming a hero. By the way, Matilda.
it's like a slap in the face to his profession.
Hey, I don't take this hero training. I'm just here because my friends are here.
So yeah, at that point, like, it sounds like I have to make a choice between influence, but is somebody using, so everyone started out with influence on me. So like any of you could pull my strings. I'm gonna use the Monster Hearts term. I don't know how to say that in like influence terms. Wield your influence over me.
Yes. All right. So I don't think we can. It's necessary to pull influence just yet. Just like it doesn't like, at least at the moment, it just seems to be like there's not much going on other than training or the huge traffic disaster that's going on. Santiago seems to be hesitant, but he will agree to let you investigate if you really wanted to.
Sounds like we're gonna go investigate a mystery.
All right. If this is a mission, which it probably is. Oh wait, it's not entering battle against a dangerous foe yet. So we're not doing that yet. So yeah. So Santiago will come with you because he is a responsible adult. Alois is coming with you because he is, of course he is.
Hey, we're having smaller Leon with us.
I'm pretty sure Leon does not appreciate
the
that.
entire time. No, please call him Smaller Leon the entire time. That's hilarious.
I mean, yes, it's hilarious, but probably not to Leon.
I mean, yes, definitely not to him.
Yeah. All right, so you arrive at the city, or the main downtown, basically. Walking, because it's impossible to actually drive at this point. And yeah, it's like traffic, like the lights are going crazy. No one's actually using the lights at this point. And it's not just traffic lights, it's just like it's starting to be like the street lights as well. What do you do?
This all looks very inefficient.
It is only marginally better than this most of the time, but some still better.
I think Mel's gonna find the nearest like stoplight electrical pylon thing and sort of poke her head through it and take a look on the inside and see if anything is amiss.
That looks like assess the situation.
All right, and that's plus superior. Oop, hold on. I'll add 2 of my own dice here. Ooh, that's a 3.
The good news is that you mark advancement or experience,
Yes.
whatever it's called in this game. Progress, I think it's called, or potential. Yes, it's called potential. It's XP. You mark that. Bad news. It's more like 2 things happen. You do find out who it is. It's not good news. But you're gonna take a powerful blow right out the bat. You're gonna receive an electrical shock out of this.
Wait, so I stick my head in and immediately thrown back from the electrical box.
Yeah.
All right, and then taking a powerful blow. I roll plus conditions. I don't have any conditions.
So you roll +0.
All right, roll +0.
You want to roll low on this.
Ooh, hold on. Ooh, I did not. 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 is better than 10 plus.
Yeah.
On a 7 to 9, choose one. Lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain.
Oh yeah, the Nova struggle lives on conditions. I'm gonna take 2.
All right, cool. Take the conditions.
I'm certainly angry, and I'm a little afraid.
Yeah. So, apparently Tesla is behind this, if it wasn't obvious. For whatever reason, you're not quite sure. But that's
on our side. I saw there's this box on the control, guys, and it's got this big T with a coil at the top, and it's wrecking everything. And still little sparks are flying off of.
Why would he leave his logo on his box? That's weird.
For money, he wants to take all of the money.
He's already rich. Isn't he big and powerful?
I'm just telling you what I saw, Matilda.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you guys do?
So is there's just this the one box, or can we see that there are multiples across the different lampposts and streetlights?
Yeah, there are multiple boxes. Well, from what Cure saw, it's a connected web of electric, how it's connected, but it seems to be controlled by Tesla.
So at that point, basically, I think back to our first mission and then how it was at the press conference after, where Tesla showed up and, basically told us we did a good job. And he gave us, he happens to have given us a card to his offices. So we know where his offices are now. And so I'm just well, I guess we should go talk to the man, shouldn't we?
Are we going to go and kick his ass?
Are we going to bring little Leon?
You just see my face fall, and I'd be no, we're not bringing my little brother. We're not taking him into the whatever we're doing here. And I just turn around and I'm I reach out and I grab Santiago by the arm and I'm just can you take my brother home? I think this is not really the place for him right now.
I'm trying to think if you have, like, I don't think you have influence over Santiago, so it's so I don't think you can, like, he's not super susceptible, like you're not provoking him either. So, but he's like
Okay.
I'm sorry, let me he's like, and you think you will solve this by yourself with, and looking at Mel and Matilda.
I give a thumbs up.
Sparks are still flying off of me.
God.
You know what? Whatever's going to happen will happen, but my little brother shouldn't be around to see it. That's just that, he's got a bedtime. He's got a bedtime that needs to be strictly enforced. And that my father is very strict about making sure he gets home on time.
Yes. You too.
Yes, but I mean, things are different now that I'm on my official team and I had my debut. I'm a member of the Beaumont legacy now. I have responsibilities. It's not the same for Alois. He's too young. He can't be out after dark, and especially with the cars like this.
Call me at 6 o'clock.
I can do that. And then it's like, I just like pull out my cell phone and I'm just like, and I get your number.
I mean, you have his number. He's your tutor.
I never have my tutor's phone numbers, but okay.
I mean, this is like I suppose that this is like it's
probably a long-standing thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a thing. So yes, yeah. He will let you go on the condition that you call him at 6 o'clock and make sure you're back by curfew.
Okay. So is it like, it's after school, so I'm assuming it's probably like 4:30 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. Countdown clock, activate.
Before we go, I think Matilda wants to do something with the box thing. And I think they're like, so I read this from the self-help book by George Washington Carver. I think that's his persona. And we basically, when we go, I'm getting excited. Sorry, but yeah, before we do that, we should always have like an advantage over who we're fighting. And they reach into the lamppost and grab one of the boxes. And I'm gonna use a move called Alien Tech. When you alter a human device with your alien technology, which is the body that Matilda has, roll plus freak, and on hit, create a device that can do something impossible once, and then fizzle. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I was just reading it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think behind you, Mel is sort of like, don't touch, that could hurt. Don't touch there.
Mel might be right because I just rolled a 5.
Time to shelf that hard move because it tells me to do that.
Wait, to what?
Okay. Yeah, it tells me what to do on a miss. It basically works, but it has a side effect that will happen once you use it.
Okay.
So what do you want it to do?
I want it so that because Tesla obviously is electronics and whatnot. So, and this box I've taken out of the system, I've implanted like a virus into it, or like some sort of thought virus, or basically if when I plug it into his system, it's going to crash. Probably won't be any unintended side effects from that. Nah, I think Matilda makes the box, and and they're like, it's fine. This box is fine. And they've also turned the T into an M.
All right. So what's your plan going from here? I guess.
So at this point, I figure we're gonna like head over to like Tesla Megacorp and like go try to talk with Tesla, and then probably get shut down because we're a bunch of kids who want to go talk to the CEO of a big company.
All right. So I am going to. Oh, first of all, you have a team in the pool, just by virtue of starting the session. Yeah. So let me add one token. So, and you are going to enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, I suppose, because this is inevitably what will happen. So, add 2 to the pool. So, going to add 2 more. Who is the leader?
Yeah.
We're not skipping to the fight. We're just establishing that there will be a fight.
Yeah, that's inevitable.
Yeah,
no,
I think Dion is the leader. He has sorry, they have the legacy.
Well, yeah, and also he's the one who's been pushing this, so more or less. So
But I'm trying to prove myself, okay? Like you don't know what it's like to have a family like mine.
all right.
You met my kid brother. He's insufferable.
Do you have influence over every teammate?
No, actually, I don't have influence on anybody.
You should have influence on Mathilda.
Yeah, you also have influence on Kier.
Oh, okay.
Because I forget exactly what the word is on Kier, but
oh, and then actually, at some point, Cleopatra also gave me influence. So yeah, I have influence.
Congratulations, leader.
Congratulations, you get 1 more token or team point or whatever it's called. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
To fix the traffic lights.
Yeah.
To prove our worth. I'm not sure we have the same purpose.
Yeah, it's to prove our worth. It's to prove that we can like handle any problem that comes our way.
Yeah, I'll consider that as the same purpose. Does anyone mistrust Dale in the team?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Are you ill-prepared or off balance?
Oh gosh, yes, we just came from school.
Also, you were just electrocuted by.
Yeah, I was and certainly off balance.
We also have no idea what we're doing. So.
No idea.
So the good news is that you have 4 team on your pool, which is still good. You can review your basic moves or peripheral moves, I think. Yeah, it's under team mechanics what you can do with the team pool. But you have 4 team, which is good. It's better than some of my sessions where we've started with like 0 at some points. Because it can happen. We can hate each other so much that it just happens. So yeah. I am so happy that someone added an NPC stab. You have no idea. This is great. Whoever did that is my savior. But yeah, you head over to the oh my god. Anyways, you head over to the building. There's the security is there because of course it's a megacorp building. there's of course security, and they stop you because you're school children. What the fuck are you doing here? What do you do?
I say, I walk up to them, and at that point, actually, before like I really like get into the probably walk into the building, and then I like take out like my family's crest, and I kind of like pin it to the front of my jacket, and then like cue magical girl transformation sequence where like my clothes just change into my persona outfit, which is a more ridiculous and over the top version of my school uniform already. So yeah, that's a cape. And yeah. And so I walk over there, and I like I just kind of like stand up straight, and I say, Dayon de Beaumont of the Beaumont family, here to see Mr. Tesla.
The security, you cannot see their faces. Actually, they're like generic villain mask or masked henchman villain things at this point. In the lobby, yes.
And in the lobby, okay.
Who knew they were so evil?
Well, it's weird because they're usually not these obviously evil. So
I guess
I'm not
that's
sure.
a thing I have a question about then. So like in the Persona games, all the action happens in the metaverse, and you see people who are shadows, and they're very obviously like monsters because they've got like dark energy swirling off them and stuff like that. Is there any like visual signs that these people are like not just people, that they might be like, shadows or whatever we're calling them?
Yeah, I think the masks are definitely the shadow masks from like the persona types. Like these henchmen are shadows. And I guess once you step into the building, it is weird and metaversey and all that stuff.
Not being familiar with the Persona thing, I'm not sure Cure is with Dion, and I'm not sure Matilda is there. I think Cure might be taking a slightly different route since she can pass through solid matter. She might be trying to like get into the VIP elevator and subvert the physical security.
That is unleash your powers because you are overcoming an obstacle using your powers.
All right, here we go.
And that is with freak. Yes.
Freak. All right, I'm good at that. That's a 9.
You can spend team to act selfishly, and you have
yeah,
and it makes sense in this case because you are completely ignoring the fact that Leon just walked up to these people and
so spending selfishly is +2, right?
No, spending selfishly is that you shift your labels, and you can use this option after rolling. And you've already described how your actions ignore or insult your teammates.
I am ignoring you because okay, so I'm gonna shift my freak up 1, right? Because that will give me
that will give you a 10, which is good, and shift something else down.
I'll shift my my mundane down. I'm really not mundane.
All right, cool. So that's a 10 now. So you do it. You are in the VIP elevator now with little trouble, and the rest of your team is still having to deal with the shadows. Matilda, what do you do?
They're very confused that Cure is not around. They're suffering through top 10 anime betrayal at the moment. And then once Leon gets action, it's like when they're just like, all right, because I think they're going to action as well, just to back up Dion, and I think the way Matilda transitions into superhero mode, it looks creepy because kind of like their clothes and their features melt into their body until it's like a kind of like a formless silver humanoid thing, and then kind of like their costume is basically it's like it is kind of a modification of what the Velvet Room attendants wear in Persona 5, but so it's like kind of like blue on metal, sort of like it's hard to describe, but like yeah, it's like blue on metal, and the face is kind of like it's just a band with no eyes, and it's still there's no mouth, and it's like sort of like kind of like weird robotic markings on their torso as well, and also the trademark blue Persona mist is going around them as well. So, so but you can still hear their voice perfectly. It's still the same voice. Like, I guess it's time for what we call an ass kicking, eh?
Leon is just like mortified. He's like, okay. And so like whips his hand around and like his sword appears. And like so I guess we're gonna directly engage a threat.
Sure.
So yeah.
Who wants to roll that one?
Danger's a -1, so probably not me.
Both your dangers are -1.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'll just do it since I haven't rolled yet. Okay, so
the one with danger 2 has just left you behind, by the way.
The what?
The one who is actually good at directly engaging a threat just ran away, by the way.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. So with my -1. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not Snake Eyes. Okay.
It was a 4, but
well, that makes it 3, not 2.
Makes it a 3, yeah.
3 is still as bad as 2. I'm sorry. That is the good news. You mark potential. Which, yeah. So it's not gonna end well for you guys. How do you feel failing to take care of these mooks?
So obviously they're way stronger than I thought they were. You know, I underestimated it, and so are we like taking a powerful blow, or like?
I'm just gonna say you both mark a condition of choice, and you get captured.
Okay. I'm gonna say that insecure. Yep.
Right. Cool.
I think I'm gonna go with afraid.
And
do these mooks? Did they just stay mooks, or did they turn into like shadows?
Oh yeah, they're shadow mooks. They're obviously shadows.
Ugh.
So yeah, and now you're captured.
Huh.
So you're in the elevator. You're doing fine. And you're still angry and afraid because of course you are. When you reach the top floor, you reach an area that looks pretty much like the Velvet Room in Persona. It's very blue. What do you do?
I guess I walk off the elevator, and hold on. I'm pulling up an image of the Velvet Room. Ooh, pretty. Okay. So I start to just like slowly touch some of the furniture and sort of try and get my bearings. I'm going for an assess the situation here, even though that didn't go so well last time. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out because this is definitely not what I expected to be at the top of Tesla's tower. Something here seems out of place.
All right, roll me that.
And that's plus superior, which is what I should have bumped up. And let's see.
No, you bumped up freak.
Yep. So things are going great, team. That's a 4.
Amazing. Mark another potential.
At least we're making up for lost sessions with all these XP.
Amazing. So you describe how you're what you're doing, just touching things and feeling them out, or what?
Yeah, I'm I don't know, are there like documents or any sort of record visible? I'm trying to figure out why Tesla has suddenly decided that he needs to make a traffic jam over the entire city. Like, is there like a big board with like all of the stoplights malfunctioning, or
There is a screen behind him. You find him. That's the key part. You find him kind of unconscious. Not really. He seems to be like out of it. His persona is tied up in blue string, and the strings go up to an unknown marionette thing. Like, you know how the marionettes have like the puppet, the boards and stuff. That's on top of like where Tesla, the persona, is, and it is being tied with blue string. And
yeah, I was gonna try and figure out that my compatriots had been kidnapped, but
you don't know that.
Yeah, no, I don't know that. I was what I was gonna angle for with the assess the situation. So yeah, I think seeing that kind of disturbs me. I might try and get back to the elevator, but I'm assuming that probably doesn't go smoothly.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut back to the other two, what happened to them. So Deon and Matilda, after receiving a beatdown, you wake up and you're in a dungeon, like full-on castle dungeon.
Okay, so are we bound, or are we just in a cell?
You're bound, but you can free yourself. No big deal.
Okay, so I pick off the shackles or whatever, and then I go over to the bars and I attempt to I look outside, and so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to assess the situation right now.
All right.
So, and that's a roll with superior, which I do have a plus. No, I have a 0 in superior. All right, so let's go ahead. That's a 6, but you know what? I'm gonna like spend a team selfishly because like I realized that like Mel is like off doing her own thing, and as nice as she is, Matilda has, or as nice as they are, Matilda has just been like absolutely no help whatsoever. So I realize that I'm just like, I need to do this on my own. And so, so I'm going to use that.
Just expand the team to help you to give you a +1, but okay, all right.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to do that to, I'm going to shift my freak down and my superior up. That sounds like a thing that I would do. And that pushes it to a 7.
Yeah, and it makes sense because these people are freaks and you are superior than that. Or superior to that. So yeah, 7 to assess the situation. Ask 1 and you take a +1 while acting on the answers.
So I want to figure out if there's any way to observe my surroundings and ascertain what the biggest threat is.
So the biggest threat in the sense of immediate threat or long-term threat?
Like the threat that's going on with like this particular like case that we're on. Like obviously things are not what they appear. It's not just that like, you know, Tesla is, you know, squeezing people out of neighborhoods with his, you know, overzealous tech fixes everything stuff. There's something going down and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
All right. So dungeon is really fucking weird, especially in someone with Tesla stuff. You do catch hints of that points this to Gilderoy. Can you let me know what that is? Like
yeah, so it's the same, like, okay, so my hand kind of like reaches up and like grabs the Beaumont crest on my neck because I see that like on the dungeon walls are like stamped in like these like metal crests that are like the mark of Gilderoy, which has not been seen in, you know, like 15 years since the last time that my dad like vanquished him. And like they're just they're like stamped into the walls where the torches are coming out.
all right, cool. So yeah, that's a thing. That's what you find. That is your biggest threat right now. What do you do? Also to Matilda. Like, do you want to have a discussion of this, or what's your plan now?
I turn to Matilda and I say, we need to get out of here. We need to figure out where Kira is and we need to get out of here.
I agree. And I think the way they get out of the shackles is, you see this, Dion? The shackles melt into their body. They kind of did take it in. And they're like, okay. Is the cell like, it's a proper castle dungeon, right? There's no electricity or anything.
It's a castle dungeon, yes.
So,
we just bust through.
yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, there's no real danger here. You were just thrown into a cell as of right now. And I'm not gonna make... Well, do we want to unleash powers again?
That's probably like more of a Matilda thing. Because my abilities are like magic weaponry and legendary speed and godlike beauty, but nothing to really get through a dungeon door.
Yeah, and then we've established that Matilda can do weird shit with her body, so yeah, we can do that.
Do we have? Because I think I was just because I have radical shapeshifting, I can turn my hand into the shape of the lock, or the key.
Well, the reason I want to roll is to see like how noticeable you are.
Okay.
Like how long it takes and how noticeable you are during that time.
Do you want me to? Okay, I'll try to open the door then.
All right.
That's freak. Super freaky. Nine.
Okay. Deon, you wanna help, or can you help?
Gives me a team.
Yeah, like I would spend a team to add to, and the way that I would do this is I feel bad about kind of like the attitude that I had earlier, and so what I'm gonna do is like, you know, I don't know, like use my okay, so I have like magic weaponry, so I'm gonna use my sword and kind of like draw like a target on the lock that allows you to kind of like, as your attack goes through it, like kind of like powers it up a little bit and like allows you to like push through.
All right. That's one less team. And that is a 10, right? With the plus. Okay, cool. That bumps it up to a 10. And you're out. No problem. Here, you are now dealing with weird shit. Well, you were going for the elevator. The doors open, and out comes some shadow people. Some of these shadows guards. What do you do?
I don't. This is where there would be a really cool one-liner. I don't have one ready. I'm definitely going for the overcharge. So maybe I just sort of stare them down, and then like these sort of vaguely prepare to get toasted. That's not bad. So yeah, this like the threads, the little lead threads in my armor start popping and curling up, and this little green crackling starts covering my whole body. And then so to charge up, I have to roll plus conditions. So that's +2. Gosh, I hope I don't fail this one. Although I'll get some potential. Oh, that's a 6.
On a miss, hold 2 and mark 3 conditions.
And that puts me at full conditions.
Well, you're taking out when you have to mark more conditions.
Right, yeah, I'm taking out if I take a blow here. Miss Holt.
But right now you're fine.
I hold 2.
You hold 2 right now, yes.
And I'm gonna use one of them, and I'm not really gonna worry about the unwanted collateral damage. I'm gonna go for the reality storm. So that allows me to directly engage a threat using freak instead of danger, and I've pumped my freak up to the max. So yeah, so I'm how that looks like on screen is that like the ground underneath them starts like phasing in and out, and I'm just gonna drop them all the way down the skyscraper. They're just gonna fall and then suddenly hit a hard surface. Right, they're shadow people. Does it matter?
So I would note, yes, your freak is max, but you have a -2 because you're afraid.
True. Okay, so rolling +1, and here we go. That's a 10. Yay!
So good news is that pick 2.
Okay. I am going to create an opportunity for my allies.
Yes.
And I'm going to resist or avoid their blows.
Good choice.
Because I don't want to be totally out of this fight, and I want to give them an opportunity.
Yeah, I think the opportunity, if it's okay with you, is that they know where, like your allies know where you are right now. they see
Yeah, no, I think
they
I'm
see
gonna need
this.
some help pretty soon.
Yeah. Or they see the random shadows like face and like fall from the ceiling.
Maybe
Yeah,
I just
the giant tunnel to the skyscraper, yes.
yeah, they fall through and just smack into the bottom of the dungeon.
Yeah. Which gives you both a pretty good clue on where to find Cure. Uh
And I
and
will cause unwanted collateral damage. Because I'm not
oh
spending that
yeah.
burn. I'm keeping that.
Alright. So alright. I think so reality storm is just radioactivity on the area.
Yeah, I'm basically pushing the space between the particles apart so that they fall.
Well, the easy answer is that this building is about to collapse because, of course.
Sorry, guys.
But you're not in super much. Well, you are resist and avoid the shadows blows, but you gotta get out of here like now. Matilda, you're muted.
So to me and Dion are at the bottom of this tunnel, and we kind of just are we just looking up at. Can we see Cure?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably like 40 or 50 stories, so probably not.
And a faint green glow, though, probably.
The glow. Yeah.
You can assume it was Cure, yes.
I think I'm looking up and I turn to Dion. It's like, right, because I think can we feel the building kind of like weakened and.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Cure needs to get down here, or do we need to go up to her?
I don't know, but I think the building is coming down, so it makes more sense that she should come to us. And I pull out my cell phone, which, and I check and see if it's working. I just try to call her.
All right. Well, it's not working for one.
Of course,
because it's electrical and radioactivity and a bunch of bullshit. Yes.
All right. It's like, damn it! There's no service in this building. I guess we're gonna have to. I guess we're gonna have to go up there after her.
Okay, I can fly. I can carry you if you want.
That sounds dangerous, but sure, why not?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
All right. Sure. Oh, and by the way, you still have that box.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to use. Well, I might keep it for now in case Tesla shows up again, because it seems like we kind of resolved this.
All right.
Well, we see a giant tunnel, and the building's about to collapse. It's a bit more important. So I think, yeah. How does Dion want to be carried?
I mean, so the other thing is that one of my abilities is legendary speed. So I think it's just the kind of thing where, if you take my hand or something like that, I probably become buoyant or something, and then can just fly at the same speed that you do.
Okay. So we can both fly. Okay.
I mean, as long as I'm holding your hand.
Okay. That's fab.
All right.
I
don't need that roll. You can get up there. The building's collapsing, so everyone's panicking right now anyway. So, you get to Cure, and you see the same thing Cure does. The blue room and Tesla being held up. Tesla the persona being held up by the strings and the puppet thing, and his what's his face, Charles Shaw, is pretty much unconscious-ish. He's not responding.
So I immediately need to look around and see if there's anything that overtly ties this to Gilles de Rais. So I guess I need to I run over to the desk and I try to pick up Mr. Shaw and like as I'm doing that, I'm like looking over his desk to see if there's any kind of like ephemera or paperwork that might incline me to see who is behind this, because the persona of Gilles de Rais must be possessing somebody new. So I guess that's trying to assess my situation with a superior +1. So reroll. So that's an 8.
So that's one question. And
Yeah. So I guess how could we best end this quickly? Like, because I guess my goals here are to like find evidence that ties this to Gilles de Rais and to get us out of here. So I'm not looking for a fight right now.
All right. So I think you do get the evidence that it's Gilles de Rais, but you won't know exactly who it is. like you can find concrete evidence that yes, he is reincarnated, but you don't know who. So I think that's the fair trade-off.
Okay. So I grab like, a stack of papers off of it and I like stick it in my coat and then sling Mr. Shaw over my shoulder to try and carry him out. And so I just tell the others, like, we need to get out of here now. Like there's nothing else to do here. We need to get out.
All right.
Is the building going to be okay? I'm not sure I did that right.
No, you did not. The building is coming down and we need to get out.
Oh, I've done it again. 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 I've done it again.
Is it? I just like, I'm hauling a heavy man. I turn around to him. I'm like, I am carrying an unconscious man. I cannot pick you up too. Get it together.
I'll pick you up if you need it.
I guess, am I trying? I'm not very supportive.
Knock
really
someone down, because this is apparently Monster Hearts now.
Provoke someone.
Sure, provoke someone.
Okay, actually, wait. I can frame this in a way. Yeah. Okay. So I like hobble over to you with the burden on my back, and I look at you and I say, wait, we don't have a bond. Okay. But yeah, I actually say, is it?
You get +1 for your influence on me.
I do, and then I'm gonna spend that influence here. Care about producer. Take 1 to almost when you take advantage of influence over someone.
You always have a +1, but after you roll, you can give them -2 or get another +1 by spending that influence. Or you can give her a condition, which is probably the worst thing you can do right now.
Okay, so there's no way to use influence to kind of like comfort them or something like that. I guess I do have to.
Pierce the mask. Pierce the mask is the comfort roll.
Okay.
There isn't a comforting support, or you can tell them who they are and how the world works.
Well, oh no, oh yeah, comfort and support. It's not Pierce the mask. Pierce the mask is something else. But yeah, comfort and support would work, I guess.
Okay. So I go over there and I like lean in and I'm just like, hey, you're a superhero. You're on my team, and I don't have losers on my team. So you need to get it together now and help me out of here. And so that's as supportive as Dayon is going to get.
That's not in the self-help book.
Okay, and so that's with my mundane, which is a +1. So
+1 because you already have influence on her.
Okay, so that brings it to a 6. Okay, it's not really selfish because I'm not disrespecting you, so I can't take the team. Matilda,
yeah.
Lean in on this. Lean in on this. Be comforting.
Okay, yeah, I think Matilda chips in to say like, oh come on, Cure, you can do anything. I mean, come on, look at that. You managed to beat all those shadows by yourself. You can get it together. I believe in you. Oh, let's get fucking anime. Sure, why not?
Like, power of friendship.
Yeah. Like Leon's telling him, Matilda's like, yeah.
So I think on that hit I will clear afraid. as a condition.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I still think that Matilda might be our best way out of here.
I mean, unless she can fly 4 of us out of here.
Can Cure phase people with her?
I don't think so. I think she can only
No.
face herself.
So at this point, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? No, we've got to go. We're overthinking this. Let's just take the elevator. It's the best chance we've got. Yeah, I know, right? You never take an elevator when the building's collapsing, but what
You
are
should
you
always take the stairs in an emergency. No, I think yeah, it probably is. So let's bum rush that elevator.
Yeah. I don't need a roll. It's just like you're rushing out and it's the end of the session, so I don't need to get I get up big. Yeah, sure, you get out. And you do notice, Deon, that the persona is still behind.
That's what I was worried about. I was hoping that taking the body would bring the persona with us.
No, it didn't.
Crap. Okay, so that's a problem.
That is a problem. This is why this is only the first session. So, yeah. So you get out. You can check your phone. It's almost time to call Santiago.
Oh my god, I forgot about Santiago.
The building's about to collapse.
Yeah, like we got like out onto the street level, and then like I pull out my phone, and there's just like text messages from my little brother, and then like my mom's called me 3 times, and then I'm just like, hey, like version of Siri in our world, call Santiago, and I'm just like, it's like ring 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 ring.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I need a ride. Can you pick us up?
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think so. End of session stuff, I guess. So you pick one at the end of every session. One grow closer to the team, to grow into your own image of yourself, or 3, grow away from the team.
Sorry, just real quick. Is this session until 8:30 or 9? It was 9.
It's until like I schedule things until like 9, but I usually end earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because of like I don't want to go over the time. Like I schedule like more than needed because of how things work. And I do want to have a little debrief at the end if possible. I'm sorry. But are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we each individually choose from those end of a session, or do we as a collective team? Okay. I know for Mel, I think I grew closer to the team. I think that little moment. Sorry.
I think it's after the fact. What do you do from the way this is worded?
Gotcha.
So, I think I'm not sure. Like the like in other mass games we haven't done this because I guess we forgot. But okay, but you can. But I like it could be either or. I think
The AP I listened to of Mask, I think individually they all chose.
Yeah, like individually, but is it like stuff that happened during the session or?
I think so. Each of them is explain who made you feel welcome, or explain how you see yourself and why, or explain why you feel detached. I think it's during what happened.
Okay, so yeah, you grew closer during the team during the session.
And I think Dion made me feel welcome, so I gave influence to that character.
And since they already have influence on you,
So I didn't. I spent my influence. Wait.
Oh,
Yeah. So I went down to 0, but now I have influence again.
Now you have
Wait.
influence again.
wait. Did you spend your influence?
Yeah, I spent the influence to gain a +1 on my roll to comfort them.
Well, without the plus. I mean, without spending influence, you already have a +1. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I rolled a 5, so.
Oh, right.
like-
and then you spend your influence.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah. So yes, get influence back, and Mel, you either clear a condition or mark potential. You're muted.
May keep all of my conditions and mark potential.
Because that's not dangerous at all.
That's not dangerous at all. What could go wrong?
All right, Dayon.
All right. So Dayon actually feels very much like he's growing into his own image of himself. He is like, this is his family's thing. Like he's the one who discovered that like another incarnation of Gilles is back and it's got to be dealt with. So he's feeling very much like he's living in, like leaning into his legacy. So he's gonna shift around his labels, shift one label up and another label down. My mundane is going down to a 0 and my danger is going up to a 0 to even that out.
All right. And Matilda.
Definitely grew closer to the team. I think it's. I think it was Dion trusting me to hold on to him, get him up to the top of the skyscraper, and it's like, and helping me open the cell door. Because if it just stayed the whole, no, I don't need to fill it, I can just look around, it would have been a completely different topic. But yeah, it would be go closer to the team. I already have influence.
Oh, he has influence on you.
Oh,
Because you're giving him influence, so he gets to shift your labels.
oh, okay.
All right then. Let's see here. I think that, let's see here. You know, I think that it makes sense for their freak to go down 1 and their savior to go up 1.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Sure. And
Mark potential.
you, yeah, mark potential or clear a condition, which you picked. So yeah, thank you for playing. Thank you for participating. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now, and we will debrief.